Good morning and welcome to Galaxy Universal Network. It is the Weekend Express. My name is MASECHABA KOBOLA and angihamba nentombi yomZulu uMARIETJIE BOTHMA. Hi baby.
MASECHABA, how are you?
I'm beautiful just like you.
Excuse me, I was going to give you a compliment, but now you've taken the compliment out of my mouth.
I mean,
like, how do you manage? How do you manage to look so gorgeous?
I don't know. I guess it's good genes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I know your mom's turning 50 today as well, and she looks young. Yeah, she looks as young as you, by the way. And well, we've got an exciting 2-hour show.
Listen, I thought last
weekend,
and then last week was the best show, but Bona, it keeps getting better and better and better every single week.
We've actually got our good news as usual.
Yes.
We have our Tsonga news today, and we also have a very, very exciting last half an hour of the show. We have a live DJ in the house.
Yes.
We
Like
also
always.
have a very well-known Mr. Paul Mulvey, all the way from the UK, who is the founder of the BOTHMA. I mean, for a guy from UK to actually take South African gqom music and turn it into a gymming, dancing kind of session vibe. Oh, I've got so much looking forward to. Hey?
Same here. But anyway, before we start and get into the program, let's get to the news headlines.
The headlines for today: Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma briefs on Level 1 regulations, and Moroto residents take memorandum to the new union buildings. International Equal Pay Day was celebrated for the first time. In our first story today, Kochta Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma briefed the nation on regulations under the lockdown level 1, which comes into effect at midnight on Sunday, the 20th of September. Dlamini-Zuma said the collective sacrifices of all South Africans has enabled the government to move the country to level 1 to allow for more economic activity, including international travel. The Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister has clarified the lifting of regulations when the country moves to level 1 on Monday. She briefed the media on Friday following President Cyril Ramaphosa's announcement this week. Dlamini-Zuma said international travel within Africa will be allowed to all countries, but outside the continent it will depend on situations of each country. She said that the international travel will be allowed from 1 October and international travel in the continent is allowed to all countries and from all countries. The minister also confirmed some of the existing restrictions that include an existing ban on nightclubs and said the curfew will now be from midnight. The minister added that it's midnight vigils and its borders that she talked about. It's the 35 borders that are closed. It's the nightclubs that were closed. It's the initiation schools that were closed. But we will be discussing those matters with the traditional leaders. Dlamini-Zuma also said the pandemic and subsequent lockdown has had a negative impact and has reversed some of the country's good gains.
The virus has the feature of being silent but very efficient in moving with people when people move. It also likes crowds. Where people are crowded, the virus spreads easily. And it has changed our lives forever, and probably reversed some of the economic and social gains that we have registered as a democratic South Africa. But thanks to the collective efforts and sacrifices of all South Africans, we have now recorded sufficient progress to move to level 1. By observing the health and hygiene protocols, we've ensured that our limited health capacity is efficiently used and is sufficient for all those who needed care. By following the regulations, we've had to adjust our approach from time to time to respond to this virus, and it has enabled us to make the progress thus far as a nation. Let's just recall that when we moved the country from level 2 on the 18th of August, we were at 592,144 total cases. The new cases on that day were 2,258, and the new deaths were 282. As of yesterday, we were at 572,000 total cases. Now you can see that we are moving slowly, not as fast as we were before, but there were 2,128 new cases and 67 new deaths. Some of those South Africans got infected, but others lost the fight.
The minister said that international travel will be allowed from the 1st of October and that all borders in Africa will be open and that only some of the international countries outside of the continent will be open and that they will be announced as time goes on.
Will be allowed from the 1st of October. International travel in the continent is allowed to all countries and from all countries. But other international travel, there would be a schedule of countries where the infections are high, who will not be allowed temporarily until such time that their infections come under control. But generally it is allowed, except for those countries who will have high infections. And even for them it's not permanent. It will depend on what happens to their infections. If they are under control, then they will also be allowed. So visa applications in our embassies will now be allowed. The long-term visas will be re-established. So the long-term visas people can then use from the 1st of October. The land borders, there were 18 land borders that were open, and they were open mainly for cargo. But now they'll be open for everything, for movement of people, for tourists.
Coming back to the... I think this is the exciting part. Mm-hmm. Are you happy that we had level 1 and clubs are open? That's everything.
It seems like you're only worried about the clubs being open. I think for me, it's more about jobs are open. Yeah. Yes, we are not happy. I mean, on Wednesday we marched to the union buildings to say, please, the entertainment industry needs to open up.
Struggling, yes.
I'm an MC, so I MC music festivals, I MC in clubs. I don't party when I go to clubs, I go to work. So obviously now we're going to level 1, meaning we can get both jobs again, but until midnight. So still we don't make the money that we've lost.
But with the curfew thing, you know, honestly, I don't know if this sounds weird, but I was comfortable with everyone going back home, like having that daytime vibe, going like
and then at 10 o'clock it's
like no. It was okay for
which is actually funny because my roommate actually came home at 2 o'clock this morning, and I was like, but don't the places close at 12? Exactly. And they're like, the police actually chased us out. I was like, wow, you know. Anyway, moving on to our next story. Moroto concerned residents have gathered to give government a memorandum on the Moroto rail corridor. This came after residents of several municipalities in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga demanded that the Moroto rail corridor project be immediately implemented. They claim it will improve development and lower coalitions and congestion on the dangerous R573 road. About 40 people from Tembisile Hani and Dr. J.S. Moroka and Elias Mutwaledi municipalities protested at the union buildings yesterday. Their memorandum gives the president a week to provide plans for implementing the project. It said, "Our people have been patient for a very long time and they have run out of patience."
Opportunity to address this staff umkhabulo session on the International Equal Pay Day. Despite Wyoming registering the first vote for women back in 1869 and New Zealand allowing women to vote in 1893, gender inequality persists virtually in all parts of the world and in all areas of human endeavor. The World Economic Forum Gender Gap Index, which measures disparity between the sexes, tells us that at the current pace of development, it will take an average of 100 years to achieve parity in most of the measures areas. In 2019, 25.2% of parliamentary seats in the world were occupied by women. Only 21.2% of ministerial posts were occupied by women. Despite having recorded progress in relation to education, access, and health, with about 96% gender parity in both indicators, women in critical areas such as data engineering and artificial intelligence occupy 15% and 26% respectively. The situation is even more dire when considering economic participation, management, and ownership, where in the country with most women in company boards is France at 43.4%. North Korea is the country with the least number of women in company boards, with only 2.1%. South Africa ranks at a median with only 21.4% of company board positions occupied by women. The situation has regressed in the economic participation figures globally, meaning that it will take another 257 years before gender parity can be achieved.
Coming to our other story, International Equal Pay Day, celebrated for the first time this 18 September, represents the long-standing efforts towards the achievement of equal pay for work of equal value. The International Labour Organization's 2018-19 Global Wage Report, which examines the salaries of people in 70 countries, shows that women in our country earn an average 28% less than their male counterparts. The African National Congress held a session to talk about the International Equal Pay Day. We now take a look at Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma as she speaks on Equal Pay Day and gender inequality in South Africa.
Gender pay gaps stubbornly persist. At present, across the world, women earn around 20% less than men on average per month.
One of the most effective ways to reduce the gender pay gap is to promote equal pay for work of equal value, as provided for under the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically 5 and 8.5 of the 2030 Agenda.
Reducing the gender pay gap is not impossible.
All over the world, countries, companies, and workers are pioneering new and innovative solutions.
Legislation providing the right to equal pay for work of equal value.
Requiring companies to publish their gender pay gap data publicly.
There are free online pay calculators and other tools which determine the portion of discrimination of the gender pay gap.
Companies that apply equal pay can be certified.
Minimum wage policies and collective bargaining agreements that include equal pay clauses.
What is clear is that no one-size solution can fit all, and that no single actor can solve the challenge of equal pay alone.
The Equal Pay International Coalition, EPIC, is a collective effort to accelerate progress in closing the gender pay gap by 2030.
Governments, companies, civil society, academia, employers, and workers' organizations can join and contribute to making a change.
EPIC provides a platform for peer-to-peer exchanges, knowledge sharing of data and tools. It encourages countries to adopt progressive policies towards gender equality, thus reducing the pay gap.
Bring your expertise, knowledge, commitment, and make a change towards societies that value women and men's work equally.
Learn more about EPIC and sign up to be part of the solution.
The Education MEC in Gauteng, Panyaza Lessufi, in partnership with MTN South Africa Foundation, handed over multimedia centers and Huawei tablets to MASECHABA and Sapphire secondary schools in Everton. After the handing over, the minister addressed the learners and the community. He said that children should know that the future is about innovation and that they themselves should be innovated. He also thanked MTN and Huawei for handing over tablets to the learners.
People understand the both. Thank you so much, District Director of TETA. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. The entire leadership from the district, the board represented by the ward councillor, the leadership of the school represented by the chairperson of the school governing body, the entire leadership of MTN, leadership of Huawei. Thank you so much, Jackson. We truly appreciate it. The leadership of the educators represented here by the principal, as well as community members that are here and learners. I want to start by thanking MTN. This is a partnership that works. We've been together for quite some time, and I truly appreciate the continuous support to establish multimedia centers. Our children deserve better. Our children must be part of the future. They must not be spectators of that future. They must contribute to that future, and they must formulate things for all of us. And I always tell young people that the future is about innovation. If you can't innovate, your sell-by date will go. Because if you don't create products, other countries will create products and come and sell them here. So by creating multimedia, what you are doing together with MTN, you are planting a seed that must innovate. You are planting a seed that must assist our children to be part of the future. That is what you are doing. Just to plant that seed so that this.
And that was the end of our breaking news for this hour. And yeah, MARIETJIE will be sitting with Paul Mavi with an amazing interview.
Yeah, we've got quite an exciting show.
Yes.
So today's news bulletin is a bit shortened because we have so much that we need to talk about. So let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll be back with the one and only Mr. Paul Mavi from the UK, and who started the BOTHMA,
which is in 73
and we want to know
countries.
more. Oh, you did your homework. 73 countries. BOTHMA is in the house, and not just Mr. Paul Mavi here. He brought his whole SA team with him, and we will be joined with by a DJ later on as well. So do not go anywhere after the break.
We'll be back.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints.
So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Alright. To make it through this journey alive, you're gonna need someone to teach you the ninja way. Don't just stand there, kill someone!
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
You sure?
Yeah.
Leave Miles Van go. Oh no, you don't! Get out of my way! Get out!
That is an abomination. Oh, the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus! In the name of Jesus!
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
I hope you guys are ready for what Marie today. It is going to be so exciting. Mariki, let's see what you have for me.
As promised, we have Mr. International. I call him Mr. International. Mr. Paul Marvey, how are you?
I'm doing good, love. Hello, people out there. How y'all doing?
Well, we are currently live in 44 countries as we speak, but BOTHMA is in 73 countries.
And growing.
And growing, and you have over
1.6 million people that do BOTHMA daily.
Wow.
Before COVID. Because a lot of things changed after COVID. The whole world was affected.
But do you think the numbers increased after COVID due to people trying it at home?
No, what happened? We have BOTHMA at home actually on our website. So people can go to www.bothmafitness.com and they can look at BOTHMA at home, which you'll be able to see videos of that, a 45-minute video. You can do toning, you can do stepping up. You can do BOTHMA punch and strike, and you can do BOTHMA dance. We have 4 programs I'll put together for you.
Well, you're actually speaking such an unfamiliar language to me. So let's take it a little bit back. Okay. Who is Mr. Paul Marvey first?
Ooh. Paul Marvey is a guy that left here because my father was running away from political asylum, because my uncle Joseph Marvey is one of the guys that started the ANC.
Oh, wow.
So the police came to my house a lot looking for my dad because the young people used to come and want to be inspired by my dad. So we had to flee from here to go to the U.S. So when we went to the U.S. Around the early 80s, things took off. And when I got to the U.S., I'm one of those guys is an actor. I'm a performer.
Yeah.
And I love to get people together and do something with them. So I started doing started working with kids, helping them with their shows. And some of the kids got commercials. And then the parents asked me to do a class for them. So I started doing a class. Long story short, in a matter
where
of
overseas?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Okay.
So I grew up in Philadelphia, but I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. And I wanted to be an actor, and then I found out that there's too many Denzel Washingtons. You know?
And you didn't want to be just a plus one there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I mean, for one, for one position in an acting in a movie, you're looking at 10,000 guys that want to be in it. So I decided to do something different. And then when I did fitness, people came close to prom music. I used to play TKZ. I used to play Professor. I used to play, Abo Trompis. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And people used to love dance, old school, and people used to love to dance to that. So what I did was I said, okay, since they love this, people love South African music. The whole world loves South African music.
That's true.
You'll be shocked. I mean, the whole world, And so when I started doing that, my classes grew to 300 people. And then when Facebook took over from, this is going to show my age, from, what's the name, MySpace. That's when Facebook put all people together who do the same thing.
Okay.
Like if you love dogs, all of you guys were united in one place.
You would find each other over there.
Exactly. So what social media did, it made you be able to touch people in other countries because you all love the same thing.
Yeah.
They say that you can actually find somebody not in 6.0 steps and now in 4.5.
Oh, wow.
You tell somebody, I'm looking for a doctor that is a brown dog that's a German Shepherd. It gets passed around. You find them sometimes in Germany.
Oh, wow.
So that took off because my program took off because of social media.
We will actually be spending almost half an hour with you after
awesome.
our next news bulletin. As you know, we have good news coming up, and in our good news today we'll be interviewing the DJ that has also come on board to say
that's awesome.
Let's come and DJ while you guys perform live. But I want to know from you what brought the idea of gymming with the music.
Okay, I'm one of those guys. I'm a party guy. I don't like doing fitness. I'm not a fitness guy. I'm a party guy that does fitness.
Oh, wow.
So there's a difference, you know what I mean? Fitness guys, they go 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. And to me, that's blah, blah. I want people to have fun.
Excitement.
I want excitement. And I don't do the 2 steps to the right, 2 steps. I do freestyle dancing, freestyle. And I make it so simple that it's affordable even for, excuse me, for the person who doesn't know how to dance. They feel comfortable because they can learn the system.
So people like me.
You would love it.
People like me, obviously, they usually say, abelunga bakwazi ukujiva. Mina uthi ngiyaphapha ngihlukile. And listen to his Zulu. I mean, this guy who grew up in LA, and he's from the UK, but yet he's Zulu, and oh my God. Anyway, we are going to be spending more time with Mr. Paul Marvey later on, and his whole team. He brought a team of about 15, 20 people.
And that's part of my team. I got a big team.
I know you.
Yeah, we did this in such short notice that I couldn't bring my, I got other superstars that do their crazy thing.
Well, I'm really honored and blessed to be able to have you on our show today.
Thank you for having
me. We're going to quickly take a short break, and then we'll go over to Rory Sang with the good news. Do not go anywhere right here on Galaxy Universal Network, and please do go and wear your gym wear, because after the Tonga news we will be gymming, and we'll be right back after the break.
It's about to go down.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Hold on. To make it through this journey alive, you're gonna need someone to teach you the ninja way.
Don't just stand there, kill someone!
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And you know, we cannot not interview one of the beautiful ladies. Let's go. How are you?
I'm good, thanks to you.
I'm good. Please tell our viewers what's your name, how old are you, what do you do, how did you enter? Okay, too many questions. What's your name?
I'm KJ.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
All right, not bad. Can I just ask why, where, when, in fact, you started this BOTHMA thingy?
Well, I started BOTHMA sometime last year, November.
Okay.
A friend of mine introduced me to BOTHMA because we had gone into fitness together, and she was like, no, you know, I could join this and see what you think, and I've been hooked ever since.
And what is fitness to you?
I mean, fitness is a way of life. It's a lifestyle, but more importantly, it's about having fun, being comfortable in your own skin, but also appreciating the skin that you're in as it is. So you just work at it so you can look good, you know? Get those curves, get those legs, but initially just to feel good about yourself.
I just want to know how different is it from just going for gymming and lifting weights, listening to your music? How different is it from that?
It's entirely different, because with this you have a group of people that are out there being your support system.
Sure.
You have a vibe, you create an entire vibe. You have people screaming, yes, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
It's encouraging because you can see that whatever you're doing, everybody wants to do. You're doing it so well, let me try it out.
Yeah.
So that's the most amazing thing about it, is that it brings us all together. We're a support structure more than anything.
Yeah. BOTHMA is not only in South Africa, but it is established in 73 countries, and it's quite beautiful. I might just go and get my curves going, you know? All right, before we get into the break, we're gonna go to the good news later on, so let's take it away.
Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
Sure. Yeah.
Leave Miles Van alone. Oh, no, you don't. Get out of my way. Get out.
That is an abomination. All the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
God is so